Persuasive storytelling is what I would call a professional development skill that will serve you in many ways that you aren't yet quite even probably imagining. So, in other words, when you're in a meeting or you're in front of a customer or you're even lobbying for a pay raise or interviewing for a promotion, people remember stories more than facts and figures and dates and bullet points and those sorts of things. When you can tell a story that relates to whatever the situation is at hand, the story being interjected at the right time, it captures the attention more of the person listening and, frankly, is more persuasive in terms of the argument you're trying to make. An argument is not a negative back and forth. It's you convincing or presenting your position in such a way that you want the other person to accept. And if you're able to do a sort of a storytelling within that's appropriate at the time and interjected in the right way, you'll be so much more effective in closing the deal, whether that deal is a pay raise, promotion, lateral change, a change in the workplace, some sort of a process change, what have you. You'd be amazed how often storytelling will come into play. But that can be a really neat communication method beyond just saying, here's how I think things should be, and here's why. Well, what if you had a story that you could share, that you could tell, that helps that person relate to the reason that change should be made and the here's why. If I hear it in a story, okay, now it makes more sense. So storytelling is not only more memorable, but it also helps things make more sense because it can kind of put things in a perspective of reality. So it's not just, here's why I think this should be this way and why, but here's an example of, and let me tell you about a situation when, and then you bring that into the reason why you're, right, making your point. And then they see it. I get it. Makes sense. Makes sense. One way that storytelling is done, think of the 3C method. And I don't recall exactly what all the C's were, but there are 3 C's told by it was called R.L. Stevens and Associates. They've long since closed their business. Many years ago, though, they were a great consulting firm. They were an executive recruiting firm. And they talked about the 3C method. The condition, what the situation was, and again, they have the other 2 C's, and then the conclusion. The condition, what you did about it, what the result was of it. Now, they each had a C, but they're called the 3 C's. Forgive me for not remembering it offhand. But in the story, you tell the situation about what the situation was and what was done about it. In other words, how my idea here helped in that situation and what the result was. What was the positive result of that? So that's like putting a story together. What the situation was, what was done about it, and what was the result. And that's sort of a structure, if you will, about storytelling that'll help you in terms of kind of, I'll say mastering it, but getting much better at it. And it'll help you have more convincing arguments. Get your way. Get pay raises. Make more sales. Get that promotion. You follow me? Oh, I hope you are able to enjoy this video, other videos in this channel, and this one about story. I just feel like talking about creative storytelling. I think it's helpful. I think it's one way that'll benefit you some. Some folks will use it. Some folks won't. That's okay. You may be one that will use it. So for now, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.